Across the Persian countryside, Rostam rides, a giant in armor, hailed by a jubilant crowd. The sun glints off his polished armor, reflecting the adoration of the masses below. Though celebrated, a subtle weariness lines Rostam's face, betraying the weight of his heroic deeds. He surveys the cheering crowds, a solitary figure amidst the sea of adoring faces. Rostam sits alone, his large form swallowed by the tense, heavy silence. The fire's flickering light dances on his aged, thoughtful face. Shadows play across Rostam's weathered features as he stares into the heart of the flames, lost deep in contemplation. In Rostam's calloused hands, a small, intricately carved wooden horse is clutched tightly. The wooden horse, with its tiny, meticulous details, gleams in the firelight, a symbol of Rostam's deepest desires. The toy represents Rostam's aching longing for a child, a legacy to inherit his powerful name and strength. The fire crackles softly, the only sound in the tent, mirroring the quiet desperation in Rostam's heart. Rostam arrives at the majestic city of Samangan. Its gates open wide in welcome. A grand procession awaits, banners waving, as the city extends its heartfelt honor to the hero. He is ushered into a lavish feast, tables laden with delicacies under the warm daylight. The air buzzes with anticipation and respect as Rostam prepares to partake in the celebratory banquet. Torches flicker, painting the grand hall of Samangan Palace with light and shadow as a feast unfolds. Rostam, a hero of legend, observes the vibrant scene, his gaze sweeping over tables laden with delicacies. His eyes are suddenly drawn to Shahnameh, a princess whose beauty and intelligence shine amidst the crowd. Rostam stands transfixed, utterly captivated by Shahnameh's presence, a silent admiration taking root. Candlelight dances in Shahnameh's chamber, casting shadows that stretch and sway with the gentle rhythm of the flames. Rostam sits close, his hand softly covering Shahnameh's, a silent language passing between them in the dim light. Shahnameh's voice, soft yet strong, fills the intimate space. Your bravery is unmatched, Rostam. Her eyes reflect the flickering candlelight, admiration and a deeper emotion swirling within their depths. Rostam speaks, his voice a low rumble. Courage is a fleeting thing, Shahnameh. What I truly desire now is a home, a family, a legacy to cherish, he confesses, his gaze steady. Dawn breaks softly in Shahnameh's chamber, casting a gentle glow on the room as Rostam prepares to leave Samangan. Rostam, a warrior of legend, stands resolute, his face a canvas of determination and a touch of melancholy. The faint light etches the lines of Rostam's face, highlighting his strength and inner conflict. He holds out a token, a symbol of lineage and legacy, offering a piece of himself to an uncertain future. If you bear a son, let him wear this as a sign of his father, Rostam says, his voice resonating with hope. Under the vast sky, Rostam rides, the Persian countryside stretching before him, a landscape of hope and foreboding. His figure is framed against the horizon, a lone warrior returning, his heart a battlefield of conflicting emotions. The rhythmic beat of hooves echoes his internal turmoil, each stride carrying him closer to destiny. Dust swirls in his wake, a tangible manifestation of the uncertainty that clouds his path. The sun casts long shadows, mirroring the weight of decisions and the looming unknown. Across the vast Turanian plains, years have passed, and a new era dawns with Sohrab, a young warrior, leading the charge. Sohrab's commanding presence radiates power, his eyes burning with ambition as he surveys the battlefield. The Turanian army, a sea of steel and banners, moves as one under his decisive command. Each soldier reflects Sohrab's burning desire to prove their mettle and conquer all before them. Dust plumes rise with each stride of the war horses, a symphony of impending conflict. Sohrab, the young leader, embodies the spirit of war, a force of nature ready to unleash. Flickering torchlight illuminates the faces of Turanian commanders gathered in the war tent. Sohrab, radiating youthful power addresses his commanders. "Tonight, we finalize our strategy to bring Persia to its knees. But there is one obstacle," a legend whispered in hushed tones. "Rostam," Sohrab declares, his eyes gleaming with ambition. Sohrab's voice echoes with determination. "I intend to meet this Rostam on the field of battle, and I will defeat him." Steel clashes echo across the Persian border as armies collide in a brutal dance of death. Sohrab, a whirlwind of fury, tears through the Persian ranks, each strike a hammer blow. The earth trembles beneath the weight of war. A symphony of destruction. Persian lines buckle and break before Sohrab's relentless advance, a tide of doom sweeping forward. The battlefield awaits as the sun rises, casting long shadows over the scattered debris and anxious faces of the Persian soldiers. A lone figure emerges on the horizon, his silhouette growing larger with each determined stride across the blood-soaked earth. It is Rostam, his armor gleaming, his presence a beacon of hope amidst the despair and uncertainty of the battlefield. A collective gasp of renewed vigor sweeps through the Persian ranks as Rostam's arrival ignites a fire of courage and determination. On the battlefield, Rostam and Sohrab face off, the dust swirling around them in anticipation of the coming clash. A tense silence descends as they assess each other's strength, their eyes locking in a fierce, unwavering challenge. The distant sounds of war fade, overshadowed by the palpable tension between the two mighty warriors. Their voices carry across the open space, each acknowledging the other's formidable presence, a prelude to battle. On a vast battlefield, Rostam and Sohrab face each other, their figures silhouetted against the war-torn landscape. Steel sings as their swords meet, a shower of sparks illuminating their intense, locked gaze. The clash of steel echoes, a deafening symphony of war as their duel intensifies. Muscles strain, faces contorted in fierce concentration as each warrior seeks an opening. Around them, the chaos of battle fades, their world shrinking to the space between their blades. A dance of death unfolds, the fate of armies hanging in the balance with each parry and thrust. Steel clashes on the ravaged battlefield, the sounds of war echoing through the air. Rostam and his foe engage in a whirlwind of combat, a dance of death amidst the chaos. Age etched on his face, Rostam's cunning mind reads his opponent's every move. Experience guides Rostam's weathered hands as he anticipates the next strike. Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, Sohrab strains, his attack finding its mark as crimson blooms on Rostam's armor. A fierce roar escapes Rostam's lips, adrenaline coursing through him as he prepares to retaliate. Rostam's counterstrike lands with devastating force, sending Sohrab reeling backward. The impact echoes across the field as Sohrab struggles to maintain his footing. A momentary pause in the battle, both warriors locked in a silent, intense gaze. The clash of steel and the cries of war form a symphony of destruction on the blood-soaked ground. On the ravaged battlefield, Rostam feigns weakness, a glint of cunning in his eyes as he prepares his deadly strike. With a swift, deceptive move, Rostam plunges his poisoned dagger into Sohrab's unsuspecting flesh. Sohrab reels back, a look of disbelief and agony contorting his face as he grasps at the wound. He crumples to the blood-soaked ground, his strength fading with each agonizing breath. The poisoned dagger, now stained crimson, lies discarded amidst the chaos of battle. On the war-torn battlefield, Rostam's massive shadow falls over the defeated Sohrab. Triumph is plain on Rostam's face, yet his eyes are haunted by a deep, unsettling unease. He stares down at Sohrab, disturbed by the young warrior's noble spirit even in defeat. The weight of his victory hangs heavy as Rostam contemplates the fallen warrior before him. Amidst the ravaged battlefield, Sohrab stands, weakened but defiant, a solitary figure against the harsh daylight. Dust and smoke swirl around him, a testament to the brutal conflict that has just transpired. His eyes scan the horizon, searching, hoping against hope amidst the devastation. A tremor of exhaustion runs through him, yet his resolve remains unbroken. His voice, though strained, rings out with purpose. I sought only to find my father, the great Rostam. The name Rostam hangs in the air, a poignant echo in the desolate landscape. Amidst the battlefield's devastation, Rostam's face is a canvas of disbelief and shock. His eyes lock onto Sohrab, struggling to reconcile the impossible truth in the young warrior's words. The weight of the carnage presses down, a silent testament to the tragedy unfolding. Rostam's voice cracks as he demands, "Proof! I demand proof of your claim!" His plea echoes across the ravaged landscape, a desperate attempt to deny the undeniable. The battlefield holds its breath, awaiting the revelation that will shatter Rostam's world. On the ravaged battlefield, Sohrab raises an armband, its pattern shimmering in the harsh sunlight. The threads catch the light, revealing a design that echoes through Rostam's past. Rostam's breath hitches, a chilling recognition seizing his heart. Horror floods his face, his eyes widening in disbelief as the truth crashes down. A silent scream echoes in Rostam's mind as destiny unfolds on the blood-soaked ground. The battlefield is a canvas of carnage, the air thick with a stench of iron and despair. Rostam kneels, a solitary figure amidst the fallen, his armor stained crimson. In his arms, Sohrab lies broken, his lifeblood staining Rostam's hands. Rostam's face is a study in anguish, his eyes reflecting the abyss of his despair. A silent scream etches itself onto Rostam's face, a father's grief echoing across the desolate field. Dust billows across the ravaged battlefield as Sohrab lies defeated, his breath shallow and ragged. His eyes flutter open, struggling to pierce the haze of pain and exhaustion. The sounds of clashing steel and desperate cries slowly dissolve into a distant, fading hum. Each breath becomes a monumental effort as his strength inexorably ebbs away. A bitter realization dawns in his eyes, a cruel twist of fate laid bare. With a final whisper, Sohrab laments, "Fate has played a cruel trick on us." On the desolate battlefield, Sohrab lies still, fading in Rostam's arms. Rostam cradles Sohrab, his strong hands trembling as his face contorts in silent anguish. Tears stream down Rostam's weathered cheeks, each drop a testament to his unbearable grief. A guttural sob escapes Rostam's lips, the sound barely audible amidst the vast silence. Suddenly, a primal scream rips from Rostam's throat, raw and untamed. The earth seems to tremble beneath Rostam's agony, his scream echoing across the desolate battlefield. Flickering lamplight dances across the tent, shadows painting the scene of Rostam, a giant of a man, hunched in grief. Rostam cradles Sohrab's still body, his massive hands dwarfing the lifeless arm, a woven armband clutched tight. The oil lamp casts long shadows, highlighting the lines of anguish etched deep into Rostam's face. His face, usually a mask of strength, now reveals a landscape of sorrow and profound regret. The silence in the tent is deafening, broken only by Rostam's unspoken agony, a father's silent lament. Rostam, his face a mask of grief, leads Sohrab's funeral through the Persian countryside. Vibrant banners hang limp, mirroring the heavy hearts of the mourners. The once cheering crowds are replaced by a somber silence, a stark testament to loss. Only the shuffle of feet and stifled sobs break the stillness of the day. The Persian landscape mourns with Rostam, its beauty overshadowed by profound sorrow. A solemn processional snakes through the serene countryside, a somber line against the tranquil landscape. Rostam leads the way, his grief a palpable weight, a heavy shroud blanketing the mourners. The land itself seems to mourn, the colors muted, the air still with unspoken sorrow. Each step is measured, a slow, deliberate march echoing the depth of their collective loss. The sun casts long shadows, mirroring the long shadows of grief stretching across their hearts. Upon the bier, Sohrab lies still, shrouded in cloth as wind whispers through the barren burial site, carrying dust and grief. Rostam stands above his son, his mighty frame bowed, a giant felled by sorrow's invisible blow. He struggles to speak, his voice a low rumble against the desolate landscape, fighting to express his pain. "My son, my Sohrab," Rostam whispers, his words lost to the wind, a father's lament in a desolate world. At the burial site, Rostam's sorrow is deeply etched, a landscape of grief mirrored in his weary gaze. With gentle hands, Rostam plants a fragile sapling, its tender leaves a stark contrast to the harsh earth. The small tree stands sentinel over Sohrab's grave, a living symbol of remembrance amidst loss. A silent promise hangs in the air, carried by the wind whispering through the branches. The sapling reaches for the sky, a testament to potential forever unfulfilled, yet eternally remembered. Dust rises as Rostam turns his horse, leaving the burial site behind. The setting sun casts long shadows across the desolate land. He is alone, a silhouette against the fiery sky, his legendary status a heavy weight on his shoulders. Each stride of his horse echoes his solitude, a mournful rhythm in the vast, empty countryside. The wind whispers through the tall grass, carrying the echoes of his tragic mistake. Rostam rides on, a solitary figure burdened by fate, the setting sun a silent witness to his sorrow. Flickering firelight illuminates Rostam's weathered face, casting dancing shadows that deepen the lines of worry etched around his eyes. Gazing into the heart of the flames, Rostam sees a fleeting spectral image of Sohrab's face, a vision born of grief and regret. His eyes squeeze shut, a futile attempt to banish the haunting vision, but the image burns brighter behind his eyelids. A single tear escapes, tracing a solitary path down Rostam's cheek, a silent testament to his inner turmoil and unbearable loss. Rostam begins his ascent through a steep mountain pass, a lone figure against the harsh, unforgiving landscape. The desolate expanse mirrors the solitude he seeks, a sanctuary from the world's turmoil. The wind howls, a mournful cry that echoes the tempest raging within Rostam's soul. Each gust seems to whisper tales of loss and regret, adding to the weight of his burden. He presses onward, driven by a desperate need for peace amidst the towering peaks. Against the fiery sunset, Rostam is a solitary silhouette atop the mountain, the wind a constant whisper around him. He gazes at the vast landscape, a silent plea for forgiveness etched on his face, lifted towards the heavens. Arms raised, Rostam embraces the solitude and the immensity of his burden under the fading light. The mountain peak is his confessional, the setting sun a witness to his unspoken remorse. In a dreamlike haze, a vision unfolds. Rostam is met by young Sohrab, his face radiant with pure, unburdened joy. Sohrab's small form dashes forward, a beacon of innocence in the ethereal space. His arms reach out, an eager embrace offered without reservation. The scene shimmers, a fleeting memory of untainted love and connection. Rostam's heart aches with the bittersweet beauty of this impossible reunion. A dream, a wish, a ghost of what could never be. Bathed in a hazy light, the battlefield flashback unfolds, a dreamlike memory of a fateful duel. Rostam raises his sword, the steel flashing, an ominous glint foreshadowing the end. The fatal blow descends, time slowing, each moment stretched into an eternity of consequence. The sound fades, replaced by a mournful hum that amplifies the gravity of the moment. The dreamlike quality deepens, blurring the line between reality and memory. The act is complete, its finality echoing across the battlefield. Soft light bathes Tahmineh's chambers, tapestries of bravery and love adorning the walls, whispering tales of heroism and devotion. Rostam and Tahmineh sit close, their youthful faces radiant with hope, oblivious to the shadows lurking just beyond the chamber. The air is thick with unspoken promises, a fragile shield against the harsh realities that threaten to shatter their idyllic world. A poignant moment of pure, untainted love. A brief respite before fate's cruel hand descends upon them. Under a somber sky, Rostam kneels at Sohrab's grave, his imposing figure bowed by inconsolable grief. The weight of his sorrow visibly crushes his shoulders, a titan humbled by fate. His strong hands rest on the cool earth, a final connection to his lost son. Each breath is a heavy sigh, a lament echoing across the desolate burial site. His voice, thick with anguish, breaks the silence with a father's vow. "I will never forget you, my son," Rostam whispers, his words a solemn promise etched in stone. Under the vast sky of the Persian countryside, Rostam returns to his warrior duties, his face etched with sorrow. He fights with grim determination, each strike a somber echo of battles past, seeking to honor Sohrab's memory. Though his body moves with practiced skill, his heart is heavy, burdened by the weight of his loss. The landscape stretches out before him, a silent witness to his enduring grief and unwavering resolve. Candlelight flickers across Rostam's weathered face as he studies the war table, maps of Persia spread before him. Rostam traces troop movements with a calloused finger, his brow furrowed in deep concentration. He is a protector, duty etched into his face, a silent guardian against the night. Sadness lingers in Rostam's eyes, a heavy burden of grief weighing on Persia's greatest hero. Under the bright sun, Rostam, a warrior etched with time, commands attention on the training grounds. With movements sharp and clear, Rostam demonstrates combat, his voice resonating with authority. He observes the young fighters, his gaze piercing, seeking potential amidst their efforts. A glimmer of hope sparks within him. Their triumph is his redemption. Rostam returns to the desolate mountain pass, the wind whispering tales of past trials through the cracks. His figure is silhouetted against the vast sky, a solitary wanderer seeking solace, not absolution. The rugged landscape mirrors the turmoil within him, a harsh beauty that offers no easy answers. He scans the horizon, the weight of unspoken burdens etched into the lines of his weathered face. Each step is deliberate, a journey towards self-acceptance among the stoic, unyielding peaks. The mountains stand as silent witnesses, guardians of his quest for inner peace. A solemn processional unfolds, Rostam's life now shadowed by unending grief. He tirelessly serves Persia, his strength a mask for the deep sorrow in his eyes. Rostam kneels beside Sohrab's grave, his massive frame humbled by the weight of loss. Quiet moments capture him, lost in somber reflection, his torment etched deeply. The sun beats down, indifferent to Rostam's internal struggle and pain. His actions, once heroic, now haunt him, a constant reminder of his tragic fate. Mournful shadows stretch across Rostam's tent in the flickering lamplight. Rostam hunches over a table, quill scratching, his brow furrowed with grief. He pauses, lost in sorrow, then resumes, writing his letter to Tahmineh. A tear streaks down his weathered face as he finishes, memories of Sohrab flooding back. With a heavy heart, Rostam seals the letter, a final act of love and despair. In the Persian countryside, Rostam, a figure of strength, folds a letter, his brow furrowed with concern. He hands the letter to a trusted messenger, the weight of the task reflected in the messenger's eyes. The wind whispers through the tall grass, carrying Rostam's hopes for Tahmineh. A silent plea hangs in the air, hoping the words will bring comfort across the land. Under a somber sky, Rostam walks, his figure etched with age and etched with the weight of countless burdens. The countryside stretches before him, a silent witness to his enduring journey, each step measured and heavy. His weary eyes scan the horizon, reflecting a lifetime of battles fought and sacrifices made. Though his steps falter, his resolve remains unbroken, a testament to his unwavering duty. Rostam continues his solemn procession, a solitary figure against the vast expanse of the land. Under the relentless sun, Rostam approaches Sohrab's grave, his steps heavy with sorrow. He kneels, the parched earth mirroring the dryness in his heart. A single flower, a fragile offering, rests gently upon the grave. His lips move in a silent prayer, a lament lost in the desolate expanse. Love and regret intertwine on Rostam's face, a poignant portrait of loss. Rostam stands silhouetted against the setting sun, a solitary figure atop a hill overlooking Persia. The sun dips below the horizon, casting a long, mournful shadow that stretches far behind Rostam. He is a legend, etched in the annals of time, yet burdened by the silent grief of a father's loss. A hero's strength belies the profound sorrow in his eyes, reflecting the fading light of a day gone by. Flickering candlelight paints the canvas walls of Rostam's tent with long, dancing shadows, casting an eerie glow. Rostam lies on his deathbed, pale and drawn, yet a spark of his former strength flickers in his eyes. Grief etches the faces of his loyal companions as they gather around him, a silent vigil in the dim light. Each breath is a labored struggle, a shallow whisper against the heavy silence of the tent. With a final, fading breath, Rostam whispers a single name heavy with regret. Sohrab. A solemn river of mourners flows through Persia, a funeral procession for Rostam, their greatest hero. Faces etched with grief line the path, a collective sorrow hanging heavy in the air. Banners bearing Rostam's insignia droop low, weighted down by the nation's sorrow. The air is thick with incense and hushed prayers, a final farewell to the fallen legend. A desolate burial site stretches under a somber sky, marked by the stark reality of two freshly dug graves. Inscribed on the headstones are the names Rostam and Sohrab, a father and son forever bound in silent repose. Tall grass sways in the wind, its mournful whisper a lament for the lives now resting beneath the earth. The burial site stands as a poignant testament to fate, where family and tragedy intertwine in eternal silence. In the desolate Persian countryside, a young boy kneels, placing wildflowers on two simple graves. These are the final resting places of Rostam and Sohrab, the legendary father and son. Head bowed, he reflects on their tragic tale. Warriors, unknowingly battling each other. Their bitter duel sealed their fate, forever bound by blood and loss. The camera ascends, leaving the somber earth for the vast, indifferent sky. The sun beats down, a silent witness to enduring sorrow and remembrance.